Hey there, lads and lasses. Let me bring the music level down a little bit. Right about there is fine. Anyways, this here is Thunderhand 64, of course, coming at you live from the west coast of the United States. Here on a Wednesday, it is a little bit afternoon time. That can only mean that it's time for some Generations Minecraft server. So, a little bit of an update of what's going on with Generations. I have successfully downloaded Lightmatica now. Now, I haven't had a chance to use it and to learn it yet, so I do need a few more days to do that. I could do a stream where I'm trying to figure it out, but I try not to do that level of lack of knowledge for a stream because I think it's just too frustrating and stuff, especially for the viewers. When I have no knowledge at all about what I'm doing. If I have to figure something out like Redstone or something like that, that's fine. You know, I don't mind bumbling around with something a little bit on there. In fact, I think that's kind of entertaining and kind of reaffirming in a way sometimes. But if I know nothing at all about what I'm doing, I'd rather just get a little bit of knowledge under my belt first, so I can at least have something to keep the stream moving along and accomplish things. So that being said, I'd like to learn a little bit more about Lightmatica, and then when I think I have about maybe enough so I can get about 50% of Baby Zombie Rush copied from the old test world into the new test world, then I will stream copying the rest in there and setting it all up. And, you know, I still may have to figure out a few things, but at least I'll have a level of base knowledge that I think is worthy enough to stream. So, okay, so in the meantime, what we'll be doing today is we'll be on the survival world. I've been bitten by the building bug. There's some alliteration for you for the Generation Survival world, and I've done quite a few things in there, and it's kind of exciting to have that kind of momentum again in that world. I really love that place. I often say that place feels like home to me, and so you know, getting some things accomplished that have been languishing for a long time in there feels really, really good. All right, without further ado, allons-y. Let's get over there and let's switch to display. All right, that's looking good. Let's get on over to here like this. And here we are. All right. I hope I have enough energy for the stream today. I think I do. I feel pretty good. Yesterday we were with our friends, family, and we spent the entire day in Disneyland. Last week we were in Disney California Adventure. Yesterday we were in Disneyland, the Disneyland park, and that was a long day for yours truly. We started at 9 a.m. and we finished at 7 p.m. That's a long day for someone my age in there. But I hung in there and stuff, and so we got through it. But I am completely wiped out from that. So I feel pretty good now. I think I have enough energy for the stream. So let us proceed. So, as I had hinted, we've changed a few things in Mushroom Island Central, particularly this. Whoa! So we've opened up this like I've been claiming to do for quite some time. It's exactly for the reason that I like being able to fly in and out of the depot down here. And so no longer will I be accessing the depot from, some little hole here on the side of the landscape and stuff like I had been previously, right? So I finished this all off, or as much as the rest of it's finished anyway. I closed it up, excuse me. And now I'm accessing it that way like I had been envisioning for quite some time. And so you guys can come down here, and you can see part of the cane farm through the window, through the glass down there. And so no longer flying down through the hole to access the depot that way. Now we access the depot this way. So we'll come flying in here, and then from any various angle, we'll just do this and we'll slide right under the limbs of the tree. And this is how we access the depot now. And so we go get our storage over there. We still have a little bit of a chest monster there and a horrific chest monster here, but at least it's labeled and organized. But eventually we'll move all this and all this over into here, the storage hall. Right? I just have to figure out what kind of storage I want to build here. I thought I knew what I was going to do here, and I started to set up a storage system here, but then I changed my mind because that's my prerogative. And I changed my mind here, and I don't know what kind of storage I'm going to do. It's probably going to be some kind of multi-item storage. It's not going to be the kind I currently have. So the kind I currently have is just the standard impulse sorters with the bubble vader. And sorting and storing into the chest. I have a shulker, loader, unloader right here. Right there. I'm not going to lower my level here. There we go. I think that's a little bit better for me. Level's the same for you guys. It's just not blasting out my headphones right now. That's good. But yeah, that's the kind of sorting system I had started with, and then I was going to range every item in the game by alphabetical order. I am not going to do that now. I'm going to make a multi-site item storage system in here, and I think this is going to be storage just for the sake of, just emptying out my personal inventory as it gets full. So it's going to be that's going to mean that it's going to be a much smaller storage system than it was before. So a little bit of overkill in the size here. But you got to remember what my original scope was. It was going to be monstrous, and now I'm just undecided as to how I'm going to do this, right? So this will I'm just going to let this go for a little while until I receive the inspiration that I need. That I feel I need for this. So, but that's what's going. Some sort of storage will go in here. I just don't know what. The idea for the change was to decentralize my storage here and the farms and everything, mainly to reduce lag, but also to take advantage of the archipelago, the group of islands around Mushroom Island Central in this inland sea, or Central Sea, I should say, and instead try to distribute the farms and then their associated storage throughout these little islands and islets around here, and just so you can move around the map a little bit, and just to break things up a little bit and add a little bit more fun and a little bit more variety to the world here, right? And so, like, for example, iron. The iron farm is going to be a separate farm. It already is a separate farm just north of us over here. But I'm going to move it over to one of the islands. I'm going to reconfigure it a little bit and make a proper build out of it. And, I don't see why I should be storing iron here. I'm just going to store it over there at the iron farm where it's produced, right? Why should I store it here? Right, and it's nearby. It's just right over there. So that, and if I have any iron in my inventory and it's not convenient for me to be over there, I can dump it here. I'll have some iron storage over here, but not really, not a lot. It'll be multi-item. So the iron nuggets, the ingots, the blocks, and then things that are made from iron, like the iron grates and things like that. Right, so iron trapdoors, stuff like that. And it'll all be in one chest or distributed amongst two chests or something like that. Probably one chest for an item like that. Then if I need a lot of iron for some reason, I wouldn't come here for it, right? I'd just go to the iron farm, right? Well, why not? All right, let's do a little bit of sleeping. And then for the most part, I'll show you what I've done with the central depot here. Let me get you a decent view of this. maybe right atop of these chests. I can climb out here. Maybe you guys can see the pattern a little bit better from here. Maybe I can also pose for a thumbnail while I'm at it. Something like that. Have I posed for this thumbnail before? I may have. So I may do a different thumbnail in the beginning of the stream. We'll see. Or towards the end of the stream. We'll see. Hey, Thunder. Hey, Lone Star. You guys can check out Lone Star here. Fellow buffoon. Excellent streamer in his own right. A lot of fun. You guys could see the auto shout out there. So go check him out when you get a chance. And so what I've done is, you guys can see I've transferred the spiral pattern from the ceiling down the floor, and I have completed it. And it looks particularly cool when you... Yeah, it looks... yeah, it's about the same with these kind of blocks in this kind of environment. It's about the same with the shaders on. But I'm going to do something like this. And then, of course, the roof is opened up underneath the tree to the top. And I don't really know what I'm going to do with the ceiling or the block palette in the cylinder up there in the hole for the walls of the hole there. I don't know really what I'm going to do with that. I'm going to have this for the walls. I'm going to put some sort of gradient with some sort of texturing on the walls and the ceiling. I just don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm thinking something like maybe dripstone with the... stalactites or something like that. I might do something like that. And maybe some dirt above where the mycelium sort of gradually grades down to the stone and the rock, and then the deep slate. We'll see what happens there. I don't have my mind entirely made up. I was probably going to have quite a few patches of glow lichen there for lighting effects and stuff like that, but we'll see. We'll see. Right now I'm undecided, but just getting the floor to this level of completion was really, really cool. I've been meaning to do this for a long time. You can see where the inner parts are textured, but the outer parts are not. And so I may continue that texturing over. We'll see what's going to happen there. Also, as I mentioned in the last generation stream, I may have completely lost my mind, but I'm thinking of moving these farms. So you guys can see the storage hall is over there off of the red beacon. So there'll be 5 halls, each going at about 72 degrees from the center there. The next hall will be over here, and it will be roughly lined up. If I can line these two up with each other. There we go. It'll be off in this direction. This will be the yellow hall, and that'll lead out to the mob farm. You can see part of the old mob farm is sticking out the side here, right there. And so there'll be a new mob farm that'll be accessed through that hall. And then I have these other beacons, and I don't know what I'm going to do with these yet. There'll be the green hallway heading out in this direction. Right, and of course you'll have the blue and purple ones heading out in these directions. Yeah, blue one will be heading out here, so you can see why I'm going to need to move the cane farm, which is a bit of a shame because I like part of the cane farm being viewed through the glass under the dock, but how often do you really see that? Rhetorical question, you don't. Not very often at all. And so I'm probably going to move the cane farm, and I might make it a combination cane and bamboo farm. I'm not really sure, but we'll see how that goes. So we have this, and then the last one will be the purple hallway, which will come out over to here. Right, and this will be roughly right about here. Here's the purple one. And you can see how, each color spiral terminates right at the doorway of the hall that it's going to be, with which it's going to correspond. That's what I'm trying to say. So moving the pumpkin farm, moving the wheat farm, not the wheat farm, the cane farm, moving those two is going to be a big task. I'm probably going to have the same kind of style. I mentioned this last time, but I'm probably only going to have it be about 1 chunk wide and it may be, it may take up more vertical space. It may go down through the floor a little bit more. So I'll just take these portions that aren't in the chunk and then just distribute them below. And then I'll have the delivery system, bring them up here. There might be some auto crafting for melons. It's going to be a combination pumpkin and melon farm. So this is probably going to be my first application of the auto crafter. Will probably be this one here, and then it'll transport the melons and the whole melons, the auto crafted whole melons and the pumpkins on up to the farmer level, so they can be traded up there. And then the cane farm, I don't know what I'm going to do with the cane farm. The cane farm, I'll either move and have it accessible through the hallway, or I may just move the entire cane farm off to one of the islands in the archipelago. The same thing is going to happen to a lot of these nano farms that I have here. The mud farm, the concrete farm, and the nano food farm, and the cow farm, the cow crusher, along with the smelter. These may be moved to different areas. They may have their own islands out there, or islets, or something, I don't know. And I'm going to clear these out of here, and then I'll finish the walls here around this part of the circle and finish the spirals here where they're interrupted. I may move the bubble vader. Since we can now fly in and out of this access hole here, there's no sense in having the bubble vader extend all the way down here. I'll probably just stop it at the first floor of the Chamber of Commerce. Beauregard, hello! Hey, how you doing? Good to see you again. Welcome on in. And so, yeah, I may remove the bubble vader here and just continue this and close this up. And then here, for the tree, I can't really... I have to keep enough access so I can fly in and out of here. But I may make a system of branches lined up with each beacon. So 5 main systems of branches, of roots that'll go into the walls here, and I'll be able to fly in and out between them. I might do something like that. And of course, like I mentioned earlier, the mob farm, which is currently right here, will be moved back and out there into the ocean, into the water. And it'll be accessed through the hallway right through here. So the mob farm I'm going to keep here because, wow, does it work well here. And like me and some of the other buffoons were suspecting, it probably works well here because it's bordering right on the Mushroom Island border between this and the ocean biome border. It's in the ocean biome border, except maybe that little corner right there. And so maybe it reduces the mob spawn count. And so this just cranks. So I'm thinking on building another one a little bit further out. And since it produces so much, I may have multiple levels for each kind of mob. Like I may have 3 levels that just spawn creepers. So I can get more gunpowder because that's mostly what I need the mob farm for. I may do that with, then I need another layer that spawns spiders because I have no way of generating string on generations. It's a little bit of an embarrassment, so I'm going to have to rectify that situation. And then, you know, I may do the zombies and the skeletons for the zombies. I'm not really sure, you know, but I think I just get those anyway, whether I like them or not. I don't think I can prevent the zombies from spawning. But the skeletons, of course, we need the bones, right, for the bone meal. That'll probably be my next auto crafter application. Yippers. We might do that. Doing okay. Just playing with some new, old ideas, trying to see what things I can come up with. I assume that you're talking about Minecraft there, right? Beauregard, I don't know if you were in here earlier in the stream when I was talking about Lightmatica, but it is installed, and now I just have to learn how to use it. And then I know I keep saying maybe next, Wednesday's Generation stream, maybe next stream, but I think I'm all set to go on it. It's just that, IRL, the Thunderhand family has a lot of things going on right now. So I'm going to set myself up with some more rockets. Also, I've been blowing a lot of time on the Buffooncraft Season 5 server because I've been searching very much in vain for an ancient city there. And I'm pretty sure I know how to locate an ancient city. I'm pretty good at that now. And on the Buffooncraft Season 5 server, I find deep dark after deep dark after deep dark. I found 9 deep darks and not one unpillaged ancient city. Not cool. Not cool at all. So we have a custom mod installed on there, and I'm just hoping that the custom mob hasn't reduced the number of ancient cities that spawn for whatever reason. It had done that with the pillager outposts, and so there may be a chance that it has done a similar kind of thing with ancient cities. I hope not, but usually, sometimes an ancient city is kind of hard to find because you can't just purchase a map from the cartographers like you can with a trial chamber, but they've never been this hard to find. Usually I check maybe 3 deep darks and then I can find one. But it's really nuts. Yeah, sorry, I'm struggling with new build ideas. Yeah, I assume so. I just wanted to check to make sure. And Beauregard, you and I haven't really got a chance to talk too much because I know you're from Shut Mountains community. But what kind of Minecraft do you play? Is it mostly Java or is it Bedrock or... I think it's Java, right? It's nighttime and it's raining. Good. Let's do a little bit of sleeping and we'll disperse this rain. Let's do that. So yeah, now we just fly on out of here now whenever we want. It's nice. So in dealing with all of this, the ideas really started to flow once more. And I started to get a lot of inspiration for this kind of design and some of the things I'm going to do with it. One of the things that I did, and this is super ADHD for me, was while I was on the northwest side of the island, which I've been reserving for shops and a shopping district, I came across one of the extremely few surviving Mushis here on the island. And I think what happens to them is you can see there's a lot of holes and caves and stuff. They fall down into these and they perish and die. And then they don't really naturally spawn that much just because of, the things I've built here and, the way I interact in this area. They don't really spawn that much. And so early on in the game, when I first started building here on Mushroom Island Central, my idea was to have a little wildlife preserve for the Mushis, and because I'm terraforming their habitat here and making it very hard for them to survive, and I wanted to preserve that. But, I just never got around to it. Other things happened. So I thought to myself, well, while we're dealing with all of this, let's just quickly, I should be able to quickly make a Mushroom Island Central Wildlife Preserve. And so I did. That's right over there. So this used to be a tiny speck of land, but what I did is I built up the land around it, built up the island around it, and all I did was turn on F3, and I just looked at biome, and I just looked right around this area, and I just recovered any Mushroom Island biome land around there. And so I just started branching out until Mushroom Island biome changed over to ocean biome. And so I was able to reclaim that and make that island at least that size. Now, I could make that island bigger if I want to, but I wanted the Mushroom Island biome, of which there are two, I believe. It's Mushroom Island Fields and Mushroom Island Shore, I think. And so I was able to reclaim all of this land. And then I boated a pair of them over here, and then I started breeding them. And let's go over and have a closer look here. This is hilarious. So I took the different kinds of mushrooms here. Let's see. Let's make sure I still have some in my... Yeah, I've got plenty. Okay. I don't know how that guy got in my inventory, but let's put him there. So you can see I made a sandy little shore for them here. Right? And then I just stuck a couple of them in a boat, and then just started breeding them. And that way, if they despawn or something for some reason, these 4 that are sharing these boats here will still remain, and I can just breed more and breed more and breed more just to keep the population up, right? Also, I took and put a boat over here on this peninsula with a little Mushi in it, and I surrounded him with lightning rods. And I think you guys know where I'm going with this. And got myself some of the rare brown Mushis. And I actually wound up getting 2 because when I bred some of these, one of them happened to wander over here and jump in the boat with the other one, and then lightning struck both of them, and now I have 2. So cool. It's so whenever I need the brown ones, I'll just stick one over there in a boat and set up the lightning rods, and then I'll get some more brown ones. Right. And so I don't know what I'm going to do to finish this place up, but at least I wanted to get this one started. One of the things I'm going to do, though, is do some terraforming under the water here and, make the island here a little bit better looking. I can then graduate this downward and make it slope down to the sea floor and stuff, like, make it look cool. Put some seagrass and some other things in and around here. I may change the biome here. You guys may recall that I've done some biome change over here, making this area warm ocean right here by the beach, and taking advantage of that. And that's a creative mode kind of cheaty thing to do, I guess. But I don't really mind doing that. I'm always very transparent with when I'm using creative mode and when I'm not. I rarely use creative mode on this world, but I do grant myself those options when I think it's going to make the map a lot cooler, or when I'm having an event and I have guests on the server, But this is not the final shape of the way these biomes are going to be changed. I want something a little more natural looking than this, right? I may extend the warm ocean out to here, but my other point is I may extend it around here and around the Mushroom Island habitat here, the wildlife preserve. But the mob farm, you can see the other portion of the mob farm is sticking out there. The mob farm's probably going to go right about here, right between these land masses right around here. But it'll be totally submerged. So I just have to set up the spawn sphere in such a way where it's going to be as optimal as I can make it without, being ridiculous, right? So Java, I play mostly on survival, server, or creative. Cool. However, I do use a controller mod. Tendinitis is eased that way. and also use that with mouse and keyboard for when I use Axiom and World Edit in creative builds. Lots of extra keybinds in those mods. Bokars, do you ever stream? Do you stream? Or make videos of your Minecraft build? Yeah, you do. Okay, I'm on your Twitch account now. And followed. Sometimes. Used to a good bit. All right. I've just gotten a follow. I can see you have one video up there, so maybe I'll check that out after the stream. I'm just going through your motion thumbnail now. That's her. I have to admit that looks. I'm looking at some pretty cool stuff here. Thank you very much. You are welcome very much. There we go. And since you're a streamer, I'll give you a shout out there. All right, so those are some of my plans for Mushroom Island Central. And so I've got some terraforming here to do, mob farm to build over there, and a couple of things to do. And it's very cool to be bitten by the building bug here again. It's a lot of fun. I'm really glad that my excitement has built up for this. You can see I have my maximum render distance on right now. And so you can see part of the Desert Ruins build over there. That's really cool. And you can see some of the Bee Farm Island over there. Apiary Island over there. With some of the other islets and stuff. And so I think this is what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to do a little bit more work on the terraforming to finish up the Bee Island. But you guys can see, let me bring you around the archipelago here for a little bit. You guys can see that there's plenty of little islands around here. Like over here is where Nebula and I built the Ghast farm. And so we had an idea of building a ruined civilization over here and stuff, and we may wind up doing that. So we have this island here, so we'll probably put the Ghast farm here, and so this is where you go for the Ghast farm and the gunpowder and the tears. We'll do that over here. But we do have this peninsula that juts off this way now. And so certainly we could put farms and things over here. We have these little islands and islets. It's getting to be nighttime. Let's park ourselves down here. Do a little bit of sleeping. You export them to YouTube. Cool, cool. Yep, myself as well. For 4 years now. So now I have a nice big streaming archive built up for 4 years. It's a lot of fun to look back on some of those. So you guys can see, yeah, the whole Central Sea here is just dotted with these little islands. And it's really cool. So my idea was to decentralize a little bit and scatter some of the farms and shops and stuff across these little islands here. And some of the islands are partially submerged, so wherever I need to, I can raise them up out of the sea and go build things on them and stuff. Some of them I'm preserving. Like this over here is our early game farm over here, our early game historical site over here. And so my son Kachi and I have preserved this area. This is where we started. This is where we spawned originally. Now I've moved the spawn over to Mushroom Island Central over there. But this is where we had originally spawned, and Kachi had built a lot of his little farms here and things like that. And so, yeah, we preserve this island and we don't really build on this at all. All right, so at least this portion of the island, and I may branch this island off from this area to which it connects here. On this part of the island that connects to the Guardian farm, this is where I built the wool farm. And the wool farm, I would like to make an entire finished scene out of this. Build, a structure around the farm itself and make a nice scene here and do the landscaping and the terraforming. I'd really like to do that. Of course, our mighty Guardian farm, which is, God, I think it's my favorite build on the server. It's really, really, really cool. We have Mighty Siege 611 coming in with a raid. Siege, man, I haven't seen you in a long time. I was watching one of your streams. When was it? I know clearly you've streamed today, but I think it was. Did you stream on Monday? I think I caught part of your Minecraft stream on Monday. I think so, yeah. I think I did, and I'm like, I haven't seen Siege in ages, man. I'm going to drop on in and see what he's up to. So I was doing a bit of a lurky lurk there because I was driving. And so what were you streaming today, sir? I assume it was Minecraft. And you guys could see the shout out there. So you guys can also see here amongst the archipelago here on the west side of the island, there's also a lot of submerged islands here and little islets on which, we can build more farms and stuff and distribute all the farms out to these little places. Now here's a beautiful island here that would make a good base. It's the right size for it and stuff, and it's the right mixture of biomes and stuff like that. Really, really cool. I don't know what I'm going to do with this island, but I'm definitely going to do something with it. And then you have more of these little islets here. And you have patches of warm sea here. I might expand those a little. We'll see. And then you've got more islets out there. You've got another ocean monument here. Okay. And you've got more islets out this way. This island right here is the island to where I'm going to move the iron farm. So I'm going to take that iron farm out there, and I'm going to move it to here. And I'm also going to put in the trade hall here for the iron trades. So that would be weaponsmith, toolsmith, armorsmith. All of those folks will be here. And all the storage for the iron will be here as well. So that's really it for around this area. Again, there's a lot of submerged islets here that I can raise up out of the sea and reclaim that land. The portal is going to be moved over here. This will be the portal island. And what I was thinking is having the main street there come around here in a circular pattern and then come out here. We'll have a bridge that bridges out over to the island here. Right, and we'll have this be our portal island, and we'll do all that up. And then this whole section, like I mentioned earlier up here, is all reserved for shops. These will be all kinds of crazy, and you know what? Some of them will be really useful shops and stuff. Others are just going to be crazy, wacky shops with weird characters in them and stuff like that. So I just finished setting up an iron farm. Tomorrow I'm going to try and get 3 villagers and a zombie. Dude. And a statue of Steve Harris. Because he's the base of Iron Maiden. Lone Star, did you really spell base that way on my stream? I mean, it could be a play on words too, right? Because he is like the like number one founding member of those guys. So either or. Dude, I'm ripping it there a little bit. So Siege, is that cool? So is the now I believe you're still building on an SMP. Are you guys currently at 1.21? Well, that's where you have your iron base. Yeah, like I said, play on words. You know, I have thought about, well, you and I have discussed this before, I think, in Buffooncraft, either the community server or the Season 5 server, like making a statue of Eddie, right? From Iron Maiden. We've thought about that. Yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll work something. You know, Lone Star, I'm not going to promise anything, but maybe I'll try to work something Iron Maiden themed in the Iron Farm. Maybe I'll see if I could do that. I don't want to promise anything, but, sometimes I get ideas and, I set them on the back shelf, and then just one day I'll do like 7 of them all at the same time, which is what happened this past week. So, but I'm going to fly on back to the bee farm. So you can see, even from the distance here, the bee farm, I have to continue the sides down so they'll slope down into the ocean floor and things like that. So I have some underwater work to do. Let's get an above shot of this now. So you can see I have some of these stone outcroppings over here. I need to make 2 more of those. I need to make a small one here, which I'll probably do right now. All right, so you can see these stone structures here. So I'll make one that pops out of the sand over here. This will be a smaller one. And then over to here, I'm thinking here I'll make a larger one with some taller stone structures, and I'm thinking on making a little spring here, like a little hot spring right here. And I might do something like that. But I know today I'll probably have a little more success today with just whacking this one out right here. So I can do that. But I got to say, I'm really pleased with the way that this little island came out. I really, really like this. Then, like I mentioned on the fly in here, on the approach, under here, I have to integrate this better with the ocean floor and stuff now that I have the shape of the shoreline that I want. And I'll just taper this down, kind of like that kind of profile, but I'll just move it outward. I may do that kind of a thing. And then, of course, we'll put some of the goodies in here. We'll put some of the seagrass, and it certainly have more than enough kelp in there, right? But if I make parts of this warm ocean biome, I may put some coral and some coral reef stuff around here, because it just looks so beautiful to do that, right? So I'm on my solo world. Oh yeah, it was Reptoid's SMP, and I was playing on, and when he goes to 1.21 plus, it's going to be a new seed. Oh, okay, and thanks for helping me catch up with that. So because I'm an old man and the memory isn't quite there. So very, very cool. All right, let's do some sleeping. Let's go downstairs to do that. All right. And when I get the underwater bits of the terraforming complete, I may lower this floor a little bit more, and so I can bring my storage down. Right, you have to, this is outside the spawn chunk, so you have to AFK here to get this to produce. And also the way that I have set up the distribution with the hoppers. Usually I'll set up the hoppers so they're staggered, and they'll fill the bottom hopper first and then fill upward from there. But here I set them up this way so they'll distribute to each one of these. And I did that because occasionally if I just want to grab, some honeycombs or something, I don't want to have to climb down into the storage area. I can just fly on in, drop my shulker down, just pull whatever I need here, right? And then just fly off. And so I can keep this top one kind of full. I could make it fill from the top bottom, sort of. But I think it's more reasonable just to do it that way, I feel, for this kind of application. And then maybe I'll drop the floor of this a little bit, and I'll put in some auto crafting. Maybe just a little bit of auto crafting in here. So I'll auto craft the types of honey blocks that you can get. The honey blocks and the honeycomb blocks, I think they are. Yeah, these two here. Honeycomb block and then honey block. I'm probably going to do maybe 2 double chests of these. But I think I'm only going to do about maybe 1 double chest of these and just maintain those. I'm thinking I'm going to use a lot more of these for redstone and whatnot. These are mostly decorative, I think. Those are what come to mind for me for these. And then leave plenty of chests with just the plain honeycombs in them. And not so much in the way of honey bottles either. Maybe a single double chest of these would be enough. Right. Lurk for post-stream stuff. Be my guest, sir, and greatly appreciate it. And so that's the idea. This may be another one of my very first auto-crafting applications here, because this is pretty easy to set up and it's not very demanding. So, all right, let's get on here. We're approaching the halfway mark of the stream already. And let me see if I can build up some of these blocks in my inventory. You guys can see it's really cool. We have the tuff in here, and we have the cobbled deep slate with a little bit of the black stone, and then some of the vegetation, right, with the vines. Kind of makes a good seaweed application here, right, with a little bit of the glow lichen, right, and some of the mossy cobble and stuff. I think it makes a good combo for this kind of stuff. And then we have some of the sandstone slabs. So let's go stock up on some of that. Hopefully I can assemble most of this stuff all into one shulker. You know what I might include, though, is some of the dead bushes around there. Bushes. We can do that. I'm not sure I'm going to need 4. These are tough. Like here's most of this stuff, right? Some slabbage. Some slabbage there. Some slabbage there. In fact, you know what? Let's do this way. Let's organize this in a subtractive way. We don't need that. Or these. Let's haul out most of the vegetation. That's good. You go. Bye-bye. Like that. Let's reload things into here. What else do I have here? Tough slabs. See, we need that stuff over here, definitely. A little bit of the sandstone slabs. We're going to need some more of that. I wonder if I should do the dripstone there or not. Maybe not. Maybe that's getting a little bit too radical with a color schemes. Blackstone, definitely. I mean, I have some blackstone over there. I don't think I'm going to use a lot of that, but maybe one stack is enough. And let me see. I have Toughstone. I have Tuft with plenty of slabs, so we should be good with that. Here we go. Some mossy cobble. And I should have some mossy cobble slabs, but I may need more than that. Let's do that. Tough, I already have enough of that. Let's do a little bit more of the regular cobble. Yeah, I could have just swapped those thunder. Yeah, some of the cobble deep slate. Do I have that over here? Oh, well, I've got plenty of that, really. But how about the cobble deep slate slabs? Yeah, I've got some of that. Okay, I think we're good there. And again, this outcropping is going to be a little bit smaller than the other one, than the others. So I don't really need a lot of this in the inventory. Right, I don't need more than a stack of gravel, so I should be okay with that. You know, I'm tempted to use some of the natural deep slate over there as well. We'll see what that looks like. Probably not a lot of it, but let's try some of that. Again, I don't want to get too crazy with the textures, but I think we're good here. Right. Excuse me. Let's grab some of the sandstone slabs. And let's grab some more of these sandstone slabs. Let's do this. How about some regular sandstone? Let's do some of that. I think that's here. Let's see if we can grab some more sand from some of these. Do I have any? Sandstone, we can do that. We may have to go over to the desert and make ourselves a sand run. Yeah, we may have to do that. Let's do this. What's the difference between the... Oh, it's got that edge detail on it. Yeah, let's do that instead. That should be good enough. All right, let's see if there's something that we can reduce here that we might have a little too much of. Like, yeah, we don't need that much tough. Let's go pick ourselves up a stack of sand, and then we'll come back. It's not far off. I hate sand. All right, let me see. Desert's over this away with the superfluous metal vowel. And so I don't want to pull any sand from these visible edges here because it looks cool here. I want to preserve that. But the village here will be in this little area back here. And so you guys can see where I've been pulling sand from this area, right? So we can do this kind of a thing here. And we could just go trim some sand off of here. And we don't really need a lot, but this will help us out. So I'd like to build a little village back here, but I would like to make it a ruin. The Göbekli Tepe of the Generation Season 5 map. Something like that. And you guys can see, like, we have structures that have gassed faces on them and stuff, and you know, so that's going to be their culture here, right? The Society of the Gassed. Oh, I see you, you green speckled so-and-so. And don't fire till you see the soulless depths of his eyes. But yeah, we'll do something with the output there for Nebs' gas farm that we built together. There's the AFK deck. So we'll make some sort of tower structure there or something that'll be really cool. I think a pyramid is a little bit too obvious, right? So we might do something else a little different there. Maybe a ziggurat or something like that. We'll see. I mean, I'm not 100% against a pyramid. It's just a little too obvious. You guys will come back next week. There'll be a giant, very ordinary pyramid right here. But if I was going to build a big structure like that, I'd probably build it in the front out there, where you can see it from Mushroom Island Central. Because it's just going to look cooler. Like if I wind up building a statue or something here, which I've been considering, I'll probably build it out there. That way you can see it. Because we're not too far from that, from Mushroom Island Central. A lot of things are visible with the render distance, so... Alright, let's do this. I think this is enough sand. We have more than enough sand. So this is the shoreline that's visible from Mushroom Island Central. Right here. And so if I were going to build some big structure like a statue, yeah, you can see Mushroom Island Central right there. I'd build it right here where it's visible from there. Like I did with the gas portal over there, the nether portal. And we are in an ad break right now, so I'm going to hold off for the greeting for my friend Cyclops until the ad break. There it is. Now it's finished. Psych, welcome in. And, you know, Cyclopsalops, we're doing some stuff together, some projects together. Pleasant Player, Cyclopsalops, and myself. They have their Hide and Seek League, which they're going to be producing the videos for pretty soon. They've already held the events and got their recording footage, and now they're going to start putting together the videos for publication, and yours truly shall be doing the announcements. And so I just got the script from Pleasant Player yesterday, I think it was, when all my troubles seem so far away. And so I'll take a look at those, and I'll probably start the recordings to get the first ones out to them tonight. We'll see. But it's always fun doing the voiceovers for the HSL League and for the other projects they do too. It's just a lot of fun. I get to do my tacky announcer's voice. Let me see. We're about the halfway point through the stream. So I'm going to switch to standing mode. There we go. Let us restart the playlist. There we go. Make a few minor adjustments here. There. Okay, so let's put this into place. Some of the stone features I have here kind of terminate at the sand. You can see where I've begun to run a few of them off into the water, and that's what I really want to do on the back side of this as well. I want to do that a little bit more. I want to do a little more of that on those sides. I think I've done a little bit of it here, but not a lot, right? And then on this side as well. Yeah, I've gone to the edge of it here, but on this backside, I'd like to have it come out of the water and into the land. So that being said, let's stash our shulker. Stash our shulker. That's actually hard to say. Over here, and we can proceed thusly. Also, I'm going to go downstairs and make myself some more sandstone slabs and some more sandstone blocks as well. So let's do that. San. Su. There we go. We could do that. And same here. Similarly, San. Su. And then from one of these stacks. Pow. All right. And let's drop off some of this stuff because we don't need our entire inventory full of this. Right? So I'm thinking maybe one stack of sand. We can do that, and we can carry both of these in. There we go. Let's do this. Let's get that out of the way. We'll have lighting with the glow lichen and stuff, so we'll be doing that. Let me see. So I'm thinking more like in this general area here. So let's... Now, what I usually do, we'll start with the taller black stone column and then just build out from there. So let us put that guy, or I'm thinking right about, yeah, right about here. Like this. And just for mob proofing purposes, gonna do that and that. And plus, you know, it breaks up the size of them and stuff, which is cool. All right, then we scatter some rocks about that. We can do some cobbled deep slate and sort of grade into some of the other lighter stones here. me see. Something like that. Like this. And again, I want this to kind of merge down into the sea. Right, I'll use some of the other kinds of blocks to do that. And now, again, we can vary the heights on some of these. Which is a kind of cool thing to do. All right, that looks good, I think, for a starter. Then let me see. Maybe some of the tuff would be a good merger from there. Let's take ourselves a little nap here. Because I'm nothing without my afternoon nap. Because I'm old. All right, this and the tough slabs, right? Here we go. I usually like to put the tough side more towards the water. So we can do something like that. Like that. We could replace some of these sand blocks like this. And then we can use some of the slabs like that. To come on out from there. Thusly. And I'm going to use quite a bit of the tuff, I think. It's a cool block, and I don't really use this enough. I don't use the tuff enough, people. And it's cool that you can waterlog these like that. That's nice. Hey, don't go crazy now. Huck. All right, there. Just be nice. Just cooperate. Just cooperate with me here. Now, see, I want to keep little patches of sand mixed in here. I think that's kind of cool to do. Yeah, we want to terraform, but let's not go crazy, people. Let's not go crazy. This, let's switch over to the mossy cobble. And again, you know, let's try not to do away with this, with all of the sand. Let's try to keep some of the sand going here. There we go. There we go. That looks a little wonky having that sand, so. Please, overpowered shovel, just calm down, all right? Please. All right, see, that's kind of cool. Let's put a slab atop of that to just grade that one downward a little bit. And maybe something like that. Something like that over here. Then we need a little bit of this did I say mossy? Mossy cobble over here. think it's something like that. With a little bit of slabbage. Maybe there. All right, then I said something about trying to put in some of the natural deep slate. Where is that? I think it's some of that stuff like. Not everywhere, but and again, you know, I don't want to replace all of the sand. I want the sand to pop through in between. But I think that'll do it. Maybe like right here. Right there. And you know what? One thing I did not put in here is the seagrass. And so when we put in the seagrass over here, we'll put some in and around there as well. But again, you know, the trick is not overdoing it, right? Just a little bit. See, that one got placed on its side. No, hands. That is bad. There, like that. Because I like this pattern to show on the top. And I think we may have done okay. Yeah, I don't want to overdo it with this block. This block can be really overpowering. Let us now do some of the vines. Like, oh yeah, I can't place vines in water. Thunder! But like maybe right there. Maybe right here. And again, the idea is, you know, you want to keep the vines closer to the water. At least I want to do that. Because then it looks more like the tide comes up and the seaweed vines grow there, right? So, yeah, like that. And then you want to see from both angles, right? Like, we've got quite a few vines from this side, but not really a lot of vines from this side, right? And so let's place some more. I'm going to break this up and maybe put a different block there so I can do some vines. Maybe. You know what would be cool is if I put a sandstone block into some of these locations here where it's just sand. Like that. Then I could do this, right? See what I'm doing there, right? Although it's kind of weird to have the vines on sand, but whatever. I'm sure it'll be fine. And then we can do this kind of a thing. And you know what? That's a good application for... Let me see. How close to the blackstone am I? Quite far off, actually. All right. Maybe I can do something like this with a piece of the deep slate. No. There. And I can put the deep slate here. And then I can put some vines there. There we go. All right, let's get some sandstone slabs. Well, I already have them, right? Right here. Let's vary the terrain here. Like we can do something like this. Something like that. Then we can come around here. Like that. Maybe there. And especially doing things like this to grade the slope down a little bit. We could do the same on this side to grade this downward a little. All right, I like that. All right, now we can use a little bit of the glow lichen. And the cool thing about the glow lichen is we can use that on top surfaces. Like that to help break things up a little bit, especially up here. There we go. And this also looks pretty good just like right on the sand. Again, you don't want to overdo it, but you know, it's such a good block. If you can like classify that as a block. Yeah, that's good. Now, we'll let night fall a little bit because I want to see what that looks like. But I think we're okay. I'm thinking if I have one more deep slate. I do not. Okay, we should be good, though. We should be able to take that out. And then maybe put one of those in there. Yeah, again, you know, you don't want to go too crazy with it, but yeah, that looks cool. Yeah, I like that. Now, I'm not quite ready to do so yet, but when I terraform the edges of this so they'll slope and integrate down into the ocean floor, I'll continue some of these darker rocks down there. Now, we should be sufficiently lit to not spawn mobs here, but just in case. Shut Mountain! Hiya, all. Hey there, sir. How are you doing today? Are you still in work right now, or are you on your way back? Either or, good to see you. You guys know Shut Mountain, friend and moderator of this stream, fellow buffoon, excellent streamer and Minecrafter in his own right. You can see the auto shout out for him right about there. Or actually, from what you guys are seeing, right about here, right above me. I'm already home and in my chair. Bravo, sir. Take a load off. Time to relax. Oh, you know, I recall that we wanted to put some dead bushes. We wanted to put some dead bushes around the various spots here. Like maybe one right there would be kind of cool, right? But here we got to be really sparing with these. Just like, yeah, 3 is that's fine. That's fine. That's just fine. And then we wanted to also distribute some around here with some of these. You know, I think that might be good enough. You can see where I've sort of gone with a bit of a biome change on this side. So not so much over here, just a little bit. And the same with over here. I'm surprised I put 2 of these like this, 2 smaller ones, but so be it. That's what I did, so. I'll put one like that, maybe one like that. Maybe a third one there. Okay, that's good. That's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. Let me see. Had a nice sandwich. And now enjoying some chili cheese dip and potato chips, dude. Instantly the envy of everybody in the stream. Did that wind up on its side instead of facing hop, as the Frenchmen say? Hop. Yeah, see, that's the pattern I want. I want that to look like that. Please just cooperate. Great. I think I have incorporated all of my ideas for this. I think I'm good. All right, so that little outcropping is complete. Maybe, you know what? Let's just do a little bit more with this. A few more slabs right there. Just to bring this down to this level. And I think that's good enough. I like it. And let's just check the other side over here. As far as grading this one downwards. And I like to do the same kind of thing here. But this is pretty much complete. I like this. Just spamming the blocks. And you know what? Let's go around. Let's just complete the grade. I don't want to go too far here because I have this stone outcropping over here to do. And like I said, I'm going to put the hot spring pool in here and all of that stuff. And so I don't want to bring this too much over this away because I'm not really 100% sure how I'm going to do that yet. But over here, yeah. So let's just start with that kind of thing first all the way around. All the way around except this. Right? And I need to fill that. And get rid of this. And I don't know if I'm going to extend the walkway here and bring this over. I'm probably going to do something like that. Just nothing has come to mind yet. And have I no dirt to put here? Probably not. But we can purge a little bit of our inventory over here while we're at it. We could do this. Let's get rid of that. And let's stash those for now. And I think we're good. Back topside. Fuck. Smash. All right, so this level first. And again, I might do something with a walkway here, but for now, I'm just going to fill some of this stuff. And you know what? I'm not going to do all of these. Some of these I'm going to let some dirt show there. And maybe I'll use a different block there, like maybe the... Can we make dripstone slabs? I don't think so. See, that way we can break up the pattern here a little bit and subvert expectations. Especially right around these parts. All right, that's good. I think we're going to need some more stone slabs, though, to do around these areas. So let's do that. Sandstone. Oh, these are 1 for 1, I think, right? Oh, no. They're 2 for 1. That's okay. We'll use them in one capacity or another anyway. All right, here, again, you know, I'm going out into here. I shouldn't. I need to make some more. I need to make that whole spring area out there. I shouldn't be placing blocks there yet. Kind of got a little carried away there. All right, that looks good. I think that's okay there. This, like this, like that. All right, I like this. We'll scatter a few right around there. And then down on this shore, we can bring things forward a little bit. Like that. And I like that. I think all the way around we're doing well. Let's do a flyboat. All right, with the shadows on the side, it looks a little too busy sometimes, but is that a little too much with that? I mean, I feel like when you're flying over it, it looks like it's a little too much. But when you're actually standing on the island itself, it looks okay. But I do kind of want it to look bumpy and stony, though. And I do want this part here to look clearer and cleaner, like a beach, right? That might be a thumbnail right there, you know. That might be a nice little thumbnail. Ah. Banned. Bye-bye. Okay. Yeah, that might be a good one. You know, somehow I wish I could get Video Ninja not to screencast my mouse, because you can see for the thumbnail, my mouse is like right over my face there. Video Ninja, please. There's supposedly a code that you can put after the link that will not transmit the mouse, and maybe I'll try that for next stream. For Friday's Buffoongraph stream, we'll see. All right, let's do some sleeping though. Done and done. Wow, was that loud? So, since the community server is still not ready yet, which isn't a complaint, we're taking our time and making sure that we're set up correctly and stuff. Friday's Buffoongraph stream will be again from the Season 5 server. Hopefully, I can find an ancient city before the stream, and so we can spend the stream raiding that, which is always fun. But finding an ancient city, like I said at the beginning of this stream, on that server seems to be extremely hard to do. I don't know why, but just his. Just his, people. Just his. It's crazy hard. I think I found, what did I say earlier, 9 deep darks? I think I found 9 deep darks on that server and not one ancient city. But, you know, it's odd because when I pull up the debug screen, right, let's do it on generations here. You can see that there's a column over to the right, right about here. Right above where I'm pointing, right? And but the chat is covering it up for you guys. Let me do this for a moment. Okay, that's a little better. So again, right about here, you guys can see, and if your device is a phone, it might be too small for you to read. But if you're a Minecraft player, you know what this is, right? So under the targeted block paragraph, but above the targeted fluid paragraph, right? You can see those lines in there, and it'll give you a list of blocks. Now, when I'm in Deep Dark, right, I can see, even though I can't see any ancient cities, it will say Minecraft : it'll say hashtag Minecraft : and then it'll say ancient_city, referring to those blocks that can then, and then it'll give you a configuration of that block. Like you can see some of those older there. Grows on, holdable, replaceables. And so even though I can't find an ancient city, I can see there in that part of the debug screen, they're referring to ancient city blocks. Maybe there is an ancient city in that area and I just can't find it. I know to search on -51 for the Y around that. I know all the signs to find an ancient city there. And usually it takes me about 3 tries, but within 3 tries I can find one. On that Season 5 server, I cannot find a single one. 9 deep dark biomes, and none of them have led to an ancient city or anything. It's Wow, you guys. And again, I'm just looking for an ancient city because I want to replace my sneaky bricks and maybe get a few for some of the other buffoons who participated on that mission, Buffoon Force 4. And you know what? I was just hoping to go around to a few ancient cities and grab up some sneaky bricks. And no. I've been wasting a lot of time looking for that. So hopefully between now and then, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe that might be something cool to organize the remaining buffoons and just we all set out and we have some little contest about finding an ancient city and maybe have some reward or something like a shulker full of diamond ore. Because digging through those or digging around those deep darks, I have so much diamond ore now. All right, so enough about that. We're at about 1:40. We have about 20 minutes left of the stream. So what can I do here for that amount of time? Let's do this. And let's turn the chat back on for you guys to see. I can still see it, but... chat right there. Okay, you guys should still be able to see it right up there now. See your chattiness, your own chattiness. Again, I might have overdone it with these slabs. I'm not sure. Let's take another fly through. Fly around. And maybe I'll rely on you guys if you want to. If you care to pipe in about it. Maybe it's not too bad in the daytime here, but the edge shadows on those blocks, is that a little bit too much? Does it break up the smoothness of the sand a little too much? Because I do want it to be a little stony, but maybe not that kind of... I think that's a little too much. See? Maybe that's a little too much. Maybe some of these will make some good screenshots too. Who knows? It's just weird for me flying in third person like this. How do I bank? I have to turn, I think. These are difficult screenshots to make. But something like that might not be too bad. Because usually I do aerial ones. Usually I don't do aerial ones. Usually I'm just standing, right? For my thumbnails. But you know what? Maybe if I get on the right course and I get on a low enough path with this in the background. Here we go. Ready? Maybe something like that. I'm kind of glitching into the island a little bit. Ow! See, that's the danger of that. Maybe that's a good screenshot. Maybe that's a good thumbnail. Sinking to my death. All right, enough of that silliness. Boomer dies in Minecraft trying to get thumbnail. Ouch. But I'm thinking maybe I overdid it with the slabs here. You know what? Let's just dial them back a little bit. Maybe some of these outlying slabs like this are just a little too much, right? Maybe I won't pull so many back from the... rock outcroppings like these. Maybe I'll leave those in place. But like some of these, maybe these are like way too much, right? Like these I'll leave in place here. But I'm thinking like some of these are way too much. Yeah, like this. Maybe I'll just have like one level of them grading off of that. All right, that's from this level around here. Now let's go up to the next tier up here. Let's try removing these. Because I'm thinking that it's just a little too much. The bumblebees are doing their thing. I'm going to leave this in here because I want this to be a little more gradual. But like maybe this is a little too much here, right? But around the stone outcroppings, I'll leave those, but all right, maybe something like that will look a little better. Yeah, I like that better, you guys. I'm going to leave it like that. I'd still like to know your opinions on it if you care to drop them, but... Yeah, I like that a lot better. Look, there's a zomboid over there. Dude, how did you get there? Low light levels. All right, so be it. Let's take a little nap right here. You know what we could do too, if it would add a little bit more texture. And it's like, wow, this is already pretty saturated with texture, but if we need to vary it a little more, we could always use the upside down stair technique. And if we're going to do that, we're going to need a heck of a lot more of them. So let's do that. Let's get some more. Oh yeah, that's right. You can't auto-click these into this crafter. Awk! Good. Let us take that out. Let's get over to here. We will do this and we'll make ourselves a bunch of stairs. And I think you guys know what I'm saying. You can get this side texture on the bottom side of these stairs, so if you just flip them over, right, you can do things like this. See, you can get that texture there, right? So And it helps break up the sand a little bit, I'm thinking, right? So you could do something like this, but you don't. It's not quite as prolific as a full slab. And it kind of gives you a little bit of a transition between that dirt and stuff. A little bit. But it has to be upside down, Thunder. There we go. Like that. Like this. You know, again, I should avoid doing too much in this part. But I can come over here to a place like that. And it's good for breaking up features like these. But again, I think I can overdo it with this as well, so I've got to kind of take it easy. Make sure I don't, well, overdo it, right? Like that. Especially in places like this where I don't have a slab. I like to use that for a transition. A little too obvious, hands. Hey. That'll be enough of that. All right, and then I used a lot of that over here because it's kind of like a little bit more worn path and stuff for the stairs here. So, but then when we get around to here, we can just distribute a little bit of it here. All right, coming into the home stretch. Yeah, this will just about do it. And we can do a little bit of that down here too. And again, you know, I don't want to get too much over into that area. That's just a waste of time. Until we figure out what we're going to do. Please, hands. And it just breaks up the pattern a little bit and gives it a little bit of texture. Yeah, we can get down into these levels here. But I don't want to put too much down here. Down on this tier here. I don't want to do too much there. Just a little bit here and there. This I want mostly to be sand. One of the other things I wanted to do is try some gravel in here too, but I don't know. I think it's all right. And then we've got a lot right there. But I can bring some around here. A little bit around here. Some right there. Yeah, again, not a lot, but just enough to make a decent transition. Almost. Well, I think we're finished whether we like it or not. And again, you know, I can finish up that part when I'm ready to put those features in. Let us get some rockets. Box O rockets. Great. Yeah, see, that's good. It provides a little bit of texture. It's barely noticeable, but when you get to the island, it is a little bit noticeable. But I kind of like that. It's a little more subtle. Yeah, I like that. Oof. Right. All right, how am I doing? Oh, I've got 3 minutes left of the stream. Okay, I'm very satisfied with our progress today. I've really enjoyed this. I'm going to deposit my shulker here, clear out my inventory, and then fly back over to Mushroom Island Central. And then I think I shall pose for another potential thumbnail right at the Wildlife Preserve. Let's do that. I may have done that at the beginning of the stream, but let's try it. Which is that away. I think that's how I started the stream, right? Let's get a different angle on it. I tell you, Charlie, I've got an angle. Probably. Let's back up a little bit. Oh, we could do one like this too with the moonrise. Oh, yeah. With our little mushies there in the background. Then we could do one where we're heavily amongst the mushies too. Neck deep in mushies. You know, I have enabled mini blocks on the Generation server. So maybe some of these mushroom mini blocks, like the red mushroom blocks, maybe I can do something with those. We'll see. Look, he's got his face integrated with his own butt. You know what I could do is I could make them all look at me by holding this, right? Dudes! Look what I got. Then, you know, maybe I could pillar up on something. There we go, so I can get a little bit above them. Hello, Mushi. No, you guys all come over here, like this. There you go. And like that. And so then you'll be like this. Oh, yeah, that's... Now, there's a scene for you. I may go with this one. Again, it has to be the most silliest and ridiculous. And that may be just the case. All right. We are at time, so let us switch back to the cam. I will log off the server so I don't die, although I should be safe in that particular area. It is Mushroom Fields biome, so... All right. Let's see if there's anyone to whom we can raid out. Who'll be streaming, my friends? Well, Cheska's streaming. And, you know, actually, I don't think I've streamed. I don't think I've raided Cheska in quite some time. Simple little one, Minecraft. Maybe she's back to her own server. Because I doubt that's a community server. Let's do that, shall we? All right, let's set up the raid. Okay, you guys can see the raid message in the chat. You can copy and paste that into the chat if you would like to join us, and I always encourage the viewers to join us along on our raids, even if you can't stay for the entire raid. If you could just drop in and say hi, and if you feel so inclined, or follow some bits of sub, that would be really, really cool. Let's set up the raid itself. Let's get that kicked off. That's / RE. Genie. Like that. Okay, family-friendly viewers, I'd like to remind you that Cheska's Genie's stream is a mature rated stream, so there's some language and some stuff like that in there. But she's a lot of fun, and she's super, super cool. So if you're not opposed to that, please come along and join us. We have a lot of shared community. You'll know a lot of folks there. So just remember, everyone, that we do this Generation stream every Wednesday from noon to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Our next stream will be Friday from 11 to 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That'll be Buffooncraft SMP, and again, it'll be on the Season 5 server. And then the stream after that will be Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Kachi Time, the return of Kachi Time. Kachi and I streamed last Sunday, and we did a music stream where Kachi, I'm into ads. All right, that means it's time to sign off. But we did a music stream, so check out the VOD if you weren't able to catch that stream. Kachi's really come along with the music composition. I'm so, so proud of him. All right, with that being said, let's raid out to Genie now. Bye for now, everyone.